Okay, today's experiment is making a cashew cheese substituting fava beans. Fava beans. I'm going to go ahead and do this again. It's a different brand, same stuff. Now, I've already cooked these, and I've cooked these longer. So these now are cooked all the way through. They have a little bit of firmness to them still, but they are much different than what I did before. These are falling apart mostly. But I'm going to go ahead and coat these in oil, and I'm going to roast them again. This time they won't be so hard on my blender, and they will, I want that flavor of the roasting in the mix. I don't want it to be just the flavor of fava beans by themselves, which is fine if you like that, but it tends to be more vegetal and not quite as enjoyable. So I'm going to coat these in oil, roast them off a little bit, and then soak them, blend them up, and then I'm going to try, since they have a consistency of cashews like here, since they have that consistency, I'm going to try to make a vegan cheese. And I'm also going to make the peanut butter as well, but anyway, things are afoot. So a portion of this I'm going to pull off for the cheese. That'll be cheese. This is going to be the roasted part. Okay, so these are the beans. In here I've got carrot, a little bit of Vegemite, coconut oil, a little bit of mustard, paprika, salt, and I did not have nutritional yeast. I played with some spices that are umami flavored. So those are in there. Garlic powder, and I'll put a list envelope. There's also lime juice and a good mix. All right, so this is going to get blended up, and then I'm going to add some water and Agar Agar, which I'm going to boil separately. Because once this comes together, it's going to seize up fast. It's not bad. Roughly 2.5 cups. Alright, so that's all going to get in there. Now all this goes. Oops. So that is what we got right now. Really an intense orange. That's the carrot there helping out. And now for the Agar Agar, which Agar Agar has to get up to boiling for it to activate. And then once it's there, it can be mixed in. Later on, I'm going to make some bread. And I have some jelly, so I'm going to try a fava butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, the Agar Agar has thickened into the mix. Hopefully this sets up. I've done some other cheeses like this, and I could not get them to solidify. They'd just be sort of gelatinous, which is fine for some cheeses, but not what I was looking for. I want shreddable, I want melt, I don't want sauce, I want cheese. It's already stiffening up. Okay, I'm going to change my recipe a little bit. So I'm going to reduce the salt. This is way too salty. It's like a Star Trek episode. Way too salty. All right. And now the cleanup. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's already forming up into bits. That's a good sign. Good hard cheese. All right, let's see if this will actually slice. Not too bad. Still salty as hell. But it did dial back a little bit. It's not quite as assertive as it was. I'd still add or decrease the salt, but it's slicing, and that's pretty cool. So I'm going to call this a success. Adjust the recipe, and yeah. And I'll put that on some rolls I made. Now, supposedly it sets up firmer the more days out it is. So I'll see if it shreds tomorrow. I'll be doing a video on how to make this bread as well. Okay, one thing, when you're making grilled cheese, you always first toast the side the cheese goes on. That way the heat is immediately transferred to the cheese instead of trying to heat it through the back of the bun. Alright, so I put some of this onto the pan. Direct heat melts it. Indirect heat is going to take a little bit longer, I think. And probably too long for my bread. Interestingly, a bit of the dark burnt cheese here. Tasted like a crispy cheddar. Anyway, it's okay. It's not melty cheese yet. I think we need to add a little bit more coconut oil. But for now, I think it's the most successful cheese I've made. And apologies, I'm not vegan. I just like to dabble. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hasta.